up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on Spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on Spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on the Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on the Spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on the Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Good morning, Simi Valley. And now that I said good morning, Simi Valley, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley. So you all ready to dive in and find out what you need to find out? Good. So let's get started. We'll start, of course, with our vision and missions. I can say that well. Our vision and mission statement. There it is. We're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. That's who we are. That's what we do.
And here's what we do. It's okay, Dee, we got you.
Okay, there's this ununderstandable confusion. Usually the microphone is then handed to me. I'm me right here. Oops. I know, I'm just settling down, but I figured you didn't need to hear my breathing in the microphone. Okay. All right, please join me in prayer. Thank you. Please join me in prayer. No. So as we all come together in this moment, knowing and recognizing God is all there is, I further know and recognize that each and every one of us are a unique and individuated expression of God. And we do it perfectly. Even when we don't think we are doing it perfectly. So as we come into this day, I celebrate this new opportunity to dive in and really understand what it means to have that God expression within us. And as we listen to music and song, to the words spoken on the stage, and to what we share with each other, celebrating the village that brought it all about, we know a deep sense of community, of peace, of loving kindness. So as we allow this day to unfold in divine order, right action, I now get myself out of the way and allow the law of God to do its perfect work as I remember and choose to live life with gratitude, knowing with absolute certainty that love prevails. And together we say, and so it is. So please stand, sing, and dance.
How can I serve today, sweet Spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Who needs my love today, sweet Spirit? Who needs my love today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. How can I serve today? How can I serve today? Who needs my love today? Who needs my love today? Sweet Spirit.
Whoa. Cosmic kids. Are there cosmic kids in the house?
Yes, we do.
And do we have a teacher to go with them? Welcome, cosmic kids. It's good to see you. Yay. I couldn't exactly walk with them and do this at the same time, right? Well, someone was asking me about that, but don't clones they're not necessarily better. They actually get kind of worse, so I don't know about that. All right, so it's affirmation time. I will speak it first, and then I will ask you to speak it with me. I am grateful for the deepest calling of my soul, and I willingly answer with an open heart and mind. Together. I am grateful for the deepest calling of my soul, and willingly answer with an open heart and mind. So I found a reading in a book called Soul Prince by Mark Gaffney. A child found an egg. Not knowing that it was an eagle egg, he placed it in the warm nest of a backyard hen. The eggs hatched, and out came an eaglet among the chicks. Knowing of no other way to be, the eagle grew up like a chicken, scratching and pecking, clucking and cackling, flapping clumsy wings. One day he heard the majestic call of an eagle. Soaring high overhead, he gazed up at the magnificent bird, gliding glorious atop the winds. "Who's that?" he asked a neighboring chick. "That's the eagle, king of birds. He belongs to the sky. We belong to the earth. We're chickens." Circling in the air, the soaring eagle let out a last long call. But the eaglet had gone back to clucking and pecking at the dusty ground. He lived and died a chicken. He never responded to the eagle's call. He never stretched out his wings in flight. This is an ugly duckling tale where the misfit never is transformed into the swan. The fledgling eagle never responds to the call of his high, true self. He believes he's just like everyone else, earthbound, and so earthbound he is. He never stretches out to his full wingspan, never rises to who he could have been. And I've experienced that in my life. In my life, I tended to try to do other people's calls. And then I walked in through the doors of this building and discovered my own. So I encourage each and every one of you to join me to open your heart and allow your eagle to soar. Thank you.
Thank you, Dee. And our soloist and guest speaker today is Mr. Jami Lula. And we all got dressed just for him with scarves, the whole band. Dee. Yep. No pop.
No popping.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
Thank you. Welcome anywhere.
Sorry about that.
Oh, right the key. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. If you know it, come on. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Oh, I am that I am. 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 We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Come on. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we seek. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Take it home. We are the harvest we reap. We are the harvest we reap.
Thank you, Jami. That was beautiful. And a great reminder. We are the, what he said. Okay, guess what time it is? God Awareness Place, the gap, where we slip between the words and the noise and the whatever and get to that inner divine beingness, and do whatever you want to do. Communicate, tell them, tell it, whatever you want to do. So what I'm going to do is ring the bowl 3 times, allowing space in between for you to take 3 deep cleansing breaths if you choose. And when the 3 minutes is up, Sherry will bring us out with her lovely voice and music, and then we'll go from there.
I am in the darkness. I am in the light. See me if you can. Everywhere I am.
Can you feel it? Do you feel it? The deep well of peace underneath all the noise? So, if you haven't already, continue a practice such as this. It can be 1 minute, 3 minutes, half an hour, whatever works for you. One of the things recently that I've revisited is using chants, where I'll chant a phrase like Om Namah Shivaya, or simply I love you. And just stay with it. I use a mala and 108 times, and it feels wonderful. Try it, you'll like it.
I'm just going to launch into the talk here. This song was written in 1998 when I first started dating my wife. We'd been friends for a while, and she said that she was doing a prayer devotional with Kathleen McNamara, who's the head of the Pratt Corps at Agape. They were really close friends. I'm like, what's a prayer devotional? She says, well, for 30 days we call each other every morning and we hold each other in prayer for what we're looking for in prayer. So we began that prayer devotion. In the middle of a prayer, I can remember sitting in this big chair that my sister had given me. And in the middle of the prayer, I said, I got to go. Something's calling me. And we've been praying ever since. The fact that I texted her about 15 minutes ago and said, please send me some good prayer vibes. Amen. Something's calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Feels like I'm walking on marbles. Can't still the earth beneath my feet. Is my head in the clouds, my naked legs left dangling. I can feel my heart begin to pound. Oh, something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. A long dark night, my soul, it wanders. Can't see the light that moves me. If God is everything and everywhere that I belong, Spirit gently wakes me from my sleep. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, oh Lord, take me deeper than I've ever been before. Wait. Not that deep. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Hold me deeper than I've ever been before. I'm willing, I surrender. Oh Lord. I know I'm not the only one to live inside Sometimes it's the only prayer that I have in my heart. I can't think of the words. I can't think of what it is that I'm even looking for or asking for. Sometimes the only thing that comes forward is, oh Lord. Because I feel lost. And I know none of you feel that way because you're all levitating during your meditations. So this is just my human experience. So please, bear with me. Bear with my humanity. Bear with the recovering Catholic that stands before you. That every night before I went to sleep from the time I was in 2nd grade and did my first Holy Communion. Anybody else do their... Okay, so we've got some other recovering Catholics in the house. But every night between the age of 7 and 18, I would do 3 Hail Marys, 3 Glory Bees, 3 Our Fathers, and 3 acts of contrition. And what I'm aware of is that the vibration of prayer does not cease. Even if I'm in the head, even if it's by rote, that those prayers don't cease. Came to this awareness when Susan and I got together and became prayer partners. It just kind of dropped in. I finally found a teaching that wasn't us and them. I finally found a teaching that wasn't we're right and they're wrong. In fact, I had a download at the age of 18 coming down off of something. And what the download was is God's not out there, God's within me. We're not right, and they're not wrong. And I looked around and thought, what the heck? Gosh darn it. Because the men and the mentors that I had growing up knew how to drink and get drunk and go to work the next day. They knew how to score dope and they knew how to get laid. They knew how to get drunk and they knew how to get high with whatever you had. Getting laid is a completely different game. But that was Mecca growing up. That was Mecca. That was God. And then at 18, when I had that download, God's not out there, God's within me, and we're not right, and they're not wrong. I carried that around with me for a long time, wondering what the heck was that. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. And I had stopped praying at that time. I stopped praying at that time because I realized that we weren't right and they weren't wrong. So I began searching and seeking. That something was the first thing that was calling to me. That download was a big calling to me. And it was subtle, but it was profound, and it was big. And when I got sober, and then when I got to agape, it was like, whoa, it's like it made sense. Perhaps like it's made sense to some of you when you came in here, regardless of your background, whether you had no background, you grew up in an atheist home or agnostic home, or you grew up in a Jewish home or a Muslim home or a Christian home or whatnot. You got here and this just made sense. These teachings made sense that infinite presence of love is indwelling. It's not out there on a cloud with a chalkboard judging me for my sin, which is an archery term which just means you missed the mark. You missed the mark. I'm going to do a song a little bit later in the service that I just wrote for my son. My son's in his sophomore year down at Chapman. He's in the Dodge Film School down there. He's an award-winning filmmaker, and he's lost. He's having a hard time in Orange County. It's a little bit white down there. He went to LOXA. He went to the Los Angeles County High School of the Arts, where it was very diverse. There were a lot of women. There was a lot of female energy. There were a lot of cultural energies going on there, and he got to go out and check out different things. And he's down there, and Dad, it just feels void. And my wife has taught me to just listen, because there's something calling him too. He's such a hard worker when he gets on a film that he enjoys. And he wants to be surrounded by creatives. And he grew up in these teachings. He grew up at Agape. He didn't want to go into the kids' church after a while. He would sit in front of us with his cars and his blocks, and he would play. And we were just thinking, he's like, okay, he's there. He's in church. And then one day, Suze's at home, and, you know, he's still pretty little, maybe 6 or 7 or something like that. And Susie's talking about this is going on, and he looks at her and says, Mama, remember what Bubba Michael says? There are no problems. It's like, he's catching it. He's catching it from there. He's catching it at home. He's catching the fear of the calls that aren't answered, the anxiety. He's catching everything that we're bringing home. And he's also witnessing us process it. He's also witnessing us process the challenge with the call sometimes. I've been called to grow hair for the longest time, and I'm just, you know, to embrace my baldness. I was called to ministry for a long time. I wanted to be a priest when I was a kid. And then I found girls, and I was like, that was just, you know. That wasn't going to work for me. But over the years, I felt called to the ministry a number of times. And I realize I'm living my ministry. That the music and the words that I write and what moves through me. Because there's another things that none of you will probably identify with either, is that I'm a sinner. In fact, Michael Torfey introduced me in Grand Junction. He goes, I knew him when he was a sinner. I've missed the mark a lot in my life. I have missed the mark a lot in my life. But I've come back to center. And I continue to come back to center. You know, whether I was drinking, whether I was drugging, whether I was sexing, whether I was trying to be a rock star and avoiding the truth of who I am. I forgot to look at the time when I started, so someone just kind of go flash the 5-minute card or something. So I live my ministry through my music. And it's been a calling. And when these songs get to come through, I've tried to write down songs, and I always have to get out of the way. And the new calling, and the new recognition, I haven't even looked at my notes. Nowhere near them right now. What they're supposed to say. I've been sober for a lot of years, 29 plus years. It's amazing to get acknowledged for something that I shouldn't have been doing in the first place. For those of you that are in the rooms and know. Yeah, through all the prayer and all the classes that I've done and the meditation and the therapy and everything that I've done in my life, there were some things that I was just having a hard time moving through. Battling with self-hatred, still battling with wanting to check out. Just not feeling worthy enough, not feeling attractive enough, not feeling smart enough, not feeling good enough. And I ended up going down to Rhythmia Life Enhancement Center in Costa Rica that Agape is affiliated with. Back in May, Susie was down there teaching The Answer Is You, Michael Beckwith's class, for 3 weeks. So I got to go down the middle week And I took a journey with plant medicine. And I called my sponsor and told him that I was doing this. He goes, you're not, he's from Boston, you're not going down there to get high. I'm like, you're right, I'm not. I'm going down there because the challenge that I've been having is no matter how much work I've done, I still feel less than and not enough. I'm failing my wife, I'm failing my son, I'm failing my life. And I come back to center and I pray and I do all the work, but it's still coming up. And I went and did this journey. And it was harsh because I've not done anything in almost 29 years at that time. And it was the first time that my wife had ever seen me like walking like that. But the beauty of that experience was a remerging with my soul and recognizing that my soul is so much larger than little old me. And our souls are so much larger than little old you and us. And when we connect with that larger oversoul that embodies us, our little old self, we connect even more with one another. And I just had some downloads coming back from it. And realizing that the music is going deeper. And the songs are going deeper. And at first I was like, oh God, am I going to have to write all new songs? Until I realized that where I was coming from in the moment with the songs that I'd written for years, they took on new meaning. They took on a new life. They took on a new fire, a new existence, a new breadth, a new depth that I was aware of when I wrote, but it took on a whole new life. And what's calling me today is just to continue to go in that direction of depth. When I was down there doing this journey, I so wanted to sing for these people. I wanted to hear me sing, because if they could hear me sing, then they would know I was good enough. Because that's what I'd lived with most of my life. If you could hear me sing, if you could just hear me sing, then I would be lovable and I would be enough. And I had to sit with that on this journey and not sing. And just be seen for the essence of who I am, rather than who I think you want to see or you need to see in order to be lovable. Anybody identify? That's something that we do. It's like, I'm enough. I can build things. I can do plumbing. I can play golf. I can play baseball. Dodgers. Piss. I just knew it. I'm like, dude. Sorry to bring that up. Mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa. I was so bummed I had to go to sleep. My teeth were hurting last night. And I was just like, I got a toothache. And I was just like, come on, guys, you can do it. What's their journey? How are they not enough today? Can I hold them? Because I can vicariously live through their success or their failures. And I want to just see that they went out there and gave their best. Like we all go out on a daily basis and give our best. And sometimes we sin because we miss the mark, not because we're innately bad people. Spent most of my life feeling like a bad person. If I could open up and you could just see, you would realize what a bad person I am. And it's not the truth. It's the history. It's the story. It's the story that I buried down in Costa Rica. It's the changing and recognition that I am so much more than this, what I've done, what I've said, how I've treated people, how I've treated myself. My calling today is to love myself as I am, and when I drop into those places of not enough, not handsome, not this, not that, it's like it's understandable that you should feel that way. feel blessed because I'd been taking a class called Soul Care that Susie's been teaching. And it starts in January. She's actually doing another round of this class. It's a mastery class. And one of the main things that she said, it's like when you start going to that place, you put your hand on your heart and you just say, it's so understandable that you should feel that way. So I want to just ask you if you might consider just putting your hand on your heart for anything in your life that you're sitting with, standing with, laying down with, burying yourself in. Just saying, it's so understandable that you should feel this way. Just say that with me. It's so understandable that you should feel this way. So understandable that I should feel this way. So understandable. So understandable. So understandable. That simple tool allowed me on this journey to, A, connect with Susie, who was my anchor when I was on this journey, which was scary at times. But on a daily basis, it's so understandable. And I don't have to understand the why or the how or when or who did or no. It's just so understandable that I should feel this way. I guess that's my cue. Thank you. Good night. I want to ask you why you are here. What called you here? What continues to call you here? And are you answering that call? Not that one. Are you answering the call? And who are you sharing that call with? Who are the people? Who are the circle, the 1, 2, 3, 4, or the entire community of people that you are sharing that call with? Because having that tribe is what I continue to call forward for my son as he moves through this questioning of why he's doing this, where he wants to go to. He actually applied to Pratt, New York, and the New York Film Academy, and he's doing an audition film for AFI out here because he's a fine filmmaker and he's just yet to find his tribe. So two things as it calls to you, as these things call to you, however small or however great they are. It's so understandable when you feel the resistance, the doubt, the fear, the shame. It's just so understandable. And who's your tribe? Be it one person, be it the entire community. Be safe with your calling. It's that whole casting your pearls before swine. Not that there's any pigs around, but it's the idea that be mindful of who you can share that calling with, because it's sacred. You are my calling, and I share it with you, and it's so understandable. I want to thank Steve, and I want to thank Dee, and I want to thank this Simi Valley Center for Spiritual Living for inviting me to share with you this morning. I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful, and I'm going to move into prayer right now. So, thank you. Thank you. So if you feel like putting your hand on your heart, you don't have to. It's so understandable. It's so understandable. Mother, Father, God, infinite Spirit of life, the allness, the isness, the perfect peace passing human understanding. I'm grateful for the conscious realization of truth that right where I am and right where each one of us is, you are in your infinite nature, wanting nothing more than to express the fullness of your Spirit as our life. You are calling us. You are calling us. Love is calling us. Joy is calling us. Peace is calling us. Compassion is calling us. Understanding is calling us. The Dodgers called a little bit too late, but they're calling us, and we just embrace them right where they are, and whoever we're projecting out onto our lives to make us a winner. And recognizing that projection is, we are winning because we are standing in the call. We are listening for the call. It's understandable. It's so understandable that we might experience shame or fear or doubt or worry, but that's not the truth of who we are. It's just a feeling, and feelings aren't facts. Feelings aren't facts, but they are there, and we find a way to embrace them. It's so understandable. It's so understandable. And we just wrap ourselves in the arms of that infinite love the way we would a little child and say, it's so understandable that you should feel this way. I give thanks for the hallowed ground upon which I stand, that is CSL Simi Valley. I call forward the great abundance and prosperity and creativity. I call forward the rejuvenation of Reverend Steve Rambo, and I call forward the rejuvenation of every practitioner and everybody that is of service in this community. And I call to those who have been called to service, who have been standing back, step up, serve. Serve this greater community, that it can rise, that the vibration can rise, that this vibration in the valley that is Simi can rise up, become more awakened, more accepting, more open-hearted and open-minded. I bless this sacred, holy temple, church, synagogue, mosque that is each one of our lives. I give thanks for this opportunity to commune and to break bread, that inner bread. I give thanks, knowing that this word spoken, that it is fulfilled, and the vibration of this prayer never ceases till all of our prayers are answered. For this and so much more, I give thanks. I release it unto the law, knowing that it is done. And we all say together, and so it is. Amen.
Thank you. First we heard the singer, Jami Lula. Then we heard the speaker, Dr. Jami. So thank you once again. So guess what time it is this time? Okay, so yes, it's that time. And besides what you see listed on the screen, there's some new thing going on. There's a little plaque out in the lobby there that'll explain it, and in one of the slides that is coming up, it'll explain it. So pay attention to another way to donate if you choose. And Danny, our person in the office, will be standing out there if you want some help with it, okay? So let's do this together. Divine love is doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes, divine love adjusts, divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for the Center for Spiritual Living, Simi Valley, and the world now. Divine love is victorious. Thank you. Thank you all for this this energy of abundance that's flowing through this center, and this basket represents money, God in action. Thank you. Knowing that each and every one of us is God expressing, and we express God perfectly, and with great gratitude, I now say, and so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you.
So this is the song that I wrote for William. It's called "What If You Knew." One, two, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What if it's true? You have everything you need. What if it's true? You can live your wildest dreams. Will you run and hide or go along for the ride? Trust the current and tide in the ocean of possibilities. What if you knew? What if you knew? What if you knew that the brilliance you're mining is you? What if you knew? What if you knew that the infinite's rising in you? What if it's true that there's never need for shame? What if it's true that there's power in your pain? Will you run and hide, go along for the ride, trust the current and tide in the ocean of possibilities? What if you knew? What if you knew? What if you knew that the brilliance you're mining is you? What if you knew? What if you knew that the infinite's rising in you? Shadow and light, yin and the yang, it's all part of you. Oh, da da da. It isn't your truth. What if you knew? What if you knew? What if you knew that the brilliance you're mining is you? What if you knew? What if you knew that the infinite's thriving in you? What if you knew? What if you knew that your soul's so much larger than you? What if you knew? What if you knew? Your design is divine, yes it's true. What if you knew? What if you knew? Sing it with us. Oh, what if you knew? What if you knew? What if you knew? Oh, sing it to your neighbor. What if you knew? 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 Oh, here we go. What if you knew? What if you knew? What if you knew?
Moment of gravity. Moment of gratitude. I've been saying it all morning. Why now? Jeez. So, the village. The lead service, Ron and Young and Costa. Service team. Thank you. Service team was Pat and Greg Schaefer, Mona Sandoval, Talene Babanian, excuse me if I mispronounced that. Stage was Deborah Owen. It has opening building and so much more. Okay, no. Okay, you know who it is. I don't have to say it. Live stream video, Greg Seymour. Slide operator, Kathy Burt. Practitioner of the day. Soul Purpose Band, including our guest speaker, Jami Lula, Steve Fowler, John Bellis, Randy Jones, Lane, I should say the L's.
Bells.
But I'll also say Lane, Lynn, and Cheryl. Cosmic Guardians, who happens to be Debbie Barecki. And office support, Lane Taylor and Costa Francides. Okay, so the community asked me that they wanted to say, some of the community wanted to say a couple of things. So we're going to start with Sherry Deeds.
Yes, I have the sad news to report that John Bellis will be leaving the band. But we thank him so much for his service on sound and as bass player extraordinaire. But we are also very blessed to have Bob Townley taking his place on bass starting next week.
And as John shared with me, he may be leaving the band, but he's not leaving the community.
No.
Okay, and then I'm going to bring Jan Daly up for the next part. Whichever way.
Want to dance?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go. Let's go. Wow. I love our tribe. Mm-hmm. We're awesome. And we are enough.
Yeah.
We are so blessed in so many ways. And I wanted to take a moment this morning because there is one of our tribe members, our village, our family, is here. And God, I love this guy. And it is a very special day for him. I am so grateful for everything that he does for CSL Simi Valley and for each one of us individually with his love and his compassion. And this past year, he has shown us true courage, inspiration, and that love never stopped. It was always, how are you? I want to say for all of us, happy birthday, Greg Schaefer. We love you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Greg. Happy birthday to you. Welcome back, sweetheart. I'm so glad you're here. We love you.
Thank you, thank you.
I don't want to put you on the spot.
That's okay. I had to do this with the fan. See, that way I'm politically correct nowadays, right? No blowing. So, well, for those who don't know, I've had cancer since, at least diagnosis since April. And so I've been dealing with that. But the community has stepped up more than ever. And with Jan's help and everybody else's help, I've seen a lot of support here. And definitely appreciate that from everybody, and just want to say thanks. And it's a great place to be in, and I will continue to be in, obviously. So love you all.
Love you too, sweetheart. Love you so much. Happy birthday, sweetie.
Thank you. Thank you all. As been mentioned, having the village, having the community behind you when you're doing things, tipping out on those skinny branches like I felt like this morning, I am really grateful to have all of you around, so thank you. So please stand up and let's do our benediction. Together, I am at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love.
Okay. 2, 3, 4. In the name of love, with a heart of grace, overflow in us, decorate this place, as it is below, so it is above. May we always stand in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. In the name of love, may we always be seeking out the best, till we all are free, living in a world we've been dreaming of, where we stand as one, in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. 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 When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one, in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. Come on, y'all. In the name of love. 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 Take it home. In the name of love. In the name of love. Last time, here we go. In the name of love.
I don't remember what day it was, and I love you, didn't notice what time it was. All I know is that I fell in love with you, and if all my dreams come true, I'll be spending time with you. Every day's a new day in love with you, and with the day away of loving you. And every time I see your face, my mind starts to wander. If all my dreams come true, I'll be spending time with you. Oh, I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. I love you more today than yesterday, but only half as much as tomorrow. Tomorrow's day means springtime's just a day away. And Cupid, we don't need you now, get on your way. I thank the Lord for love like ours that grows ever stronger, and I always will be true. I know you feel the same way too. Oh, I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. Look at those fancy feet. I love you more today than yesterday, but only half as much as tomorrow. Oh, I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. I love you more today than yesterday, but only half as much as tomorrow. Every day's a new day. Every time I love you, oh, oh. Every day's a new way. Every time I love you, oh, oh. Every day's a new day. Oh, how I love you. Every day's a new way. Oh, how I love you. I love you. Right on. Sounded really good.
Thank you, John. Yeah. Johnny.
It sounded really loud up here.